What is up, everybody? This is Anthony with VR365. What is going on? I am here to let everyone know VR365 is dead. All right, bye. See everybody later. Nah, just kidding. Okay, so what is up, folks? We are back. It is a 3-day break for VR365. I was just in the Bahamas. Let me tell you, right when I left, the winds really started kicking. I jumped into the helicopter, made my way back to Miami Beach, jumped into a private jet, and got back here to Sacramento, California, just in time. No, actually, I had 3 days off to do a lot of work on something completely unrelated to anything else, and that is the story, and I'm sticking to it. I really am. And you know what? I had an idea today on what I was going to do this morning leading up to the show. So I said, okay, I'm going to set the show at 2:30 p.m. It's Labor Day, so happy Labor Day to everybody here in the United States. It is Labor Day. It's a day off, and I thought, okay, I can start the show at 2:30 p.m. I'm going to have plenty of time in the morning to try to get stuff together, to try to get choice cuts for John Carmack, to kind of talk about the Carmack interview and to cover other topics as well. And you know what they say about the best laid plans? The best laid plans get shat on. That's what they say. The best laid plans get shat on. I mean, that is a perfect phrase, right? You've heard it a million times. The best laid plans. Yeah, the best laid plans get shat on. Yeah, that's the phrase that everybody uses, right? Well, yeah, so I had some really good plans of attack. I had a plan of attack. And then a good buddy of mine that I haven't seen in years called me up out of the blue and was like, hey, man, I'm going to come over. I'm going to come over and kick it, brah. And so my buddy came over and he kicked it with me. I got to show him a lot of VR, actually. This is a guy, I could tell you guys about this story. It's actually VR related because he never tried any VR, I guess. I mean, maybe he tried like a Gear VR or something like that, but he's never really tried any real VR. And so I put him in the Oculus Quest. I also put him in the Valve Index. I also put him in a PlayStation VR. So he got to try 3 different platforms. And I have a feeling that maybe a VR headset could be in his not too distant future. But unfortunately, because of this visit that I wasn't planning on and didn't expect, but you know, I'm going to go with the flow. Like, I will choose a good buddy of mine over the quality of this show every day of the week. Like a good buddy of mine that I haven't seen in years, and he has the time to come over today and happens to come over today. I'm going to choose that over having a tightly knit, well-run show. I'm going to do it every single time. I don't know. Maybe there will be some day where I don't do that, but right now I'm going to do that. So unfortunately, I don't have as many choice cuts. I'm talking choice cuts. I'm talking tenderloin. I don't have as many of them as I would have liked to have. I only have about 4 of them. So it's kind of an aborted thing, folks. It's kind of an aborted thing. And also, I don't have any other news stories prepared. So it's going to be a bit of a shit show, which you got to say, Anthony, how is this humanly possible? You took 3 days off. You weren't here Friday. You weren't here Saturday. You weren't here Sunday. You've had most of Monday to screw around. Your show starts at 2:30, yet you're still not prepared, and you got a shiz show for us? Are you really being serious? Like, that is ridiculous. Well, it's the way it is. It is, you know, like you go into these sports interviews, right? They go into the locker room, the player's like changing his socks or whatever. And what does the player say? It is what it is. God, what a tired phrase that was for a minute. It is what it is. God, that is such a tired phrase, and it was such a popular phrase for such a long time. Okay, so what I want to do first of all, first and foremost, let us thank our sponsors, because without their support, we would not exist. And you know what? I'm going to go back to an oldie but a goodie, and that, of course, is Gary Haylock. Gary Haylock. Okay, so when I first started a Patreon for VR365, there were a couple of people that joined the Patreon way before everybody else. Jay Benson, I believe, was numero uno. I think he was the first individual person to jump on the Patreon. I think Gary Haylock was second. And I was looking at some statistics about Patreon supporters, and I was trying to I need to thank some of the old school Patreon supporters. You know, some of the people that have been around since the dawn of time. And Gary Haylock has been around for 7 months. He's been a Patreon supporter for 7 months. And he has actually donated via Patreon more than anyone else from a Patreon standpoint to VR365. So I wanted to thank one of the originators, one of the original Questicles. This guy was here way before it was popular. Way before, now it's the in thing. It is the in thing. It is the thing to do to support VR365. People are tripping over themselves to donate $100 to VR3. It happens all the time. I got money coming out of my ears. But before it was the in thing to do, Gary Haylock had a dream. He had a dream that one day there would be a show that he could support that would change the entire game. And without Gary Haylock's support, I really don't know where the hell I'd be right now. So much love to our boy, Gary Haylock. I truly, absolutely appreciate that tremendously. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab a rando trailer real quick and get that off the screen. But yeah, much love, much respect to Gary Haylock. And I will, as the shows continue, I will be thanking more original Patreon guys that were there from Jump Street. Definitely want to do that. Okay. All right. So I do have 4 clips from John Carmack. I wanted to have 9 or 10 of these very short clips, and unfortunately I only have 4 of them. So what we can do before we get started on that is I believe I have a new trailer for something that I saw. Where is it? Something like Baby Hands or something. I saw something weird today. Now, of course, I can't find it. Let me just go Baby Hands, something about a baby in VR. Yeah, Baby Hands VR. Okay, so there's a brand new trailer for something I've never known about ever in my entire life. Something about baby hands. I saw that this is a brand new trailer, and why don't we check it out? Trump would approve. Baby Hands, he would approve. Okay, so I'm going to pump the volume on Gungrave VR, and we're going to check out Baby Hands.
Peggy 16.
Let's get ready, folks. It's about to get hyped. It is about to get hyped. Wow, this trailer is so powerful, I'm going to have to stop it right here. Chicken Waffle. Chicken Waffle shocked the game. Baby Hands VR. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have a new contender for Game of the Year? I think we do. Baby Hands VR. This is a breakthrough in VR gaming entertainment. How many times have you been in a VR experience and you've asked yourself, if only I can experience what it would be like to be on the ground, crawling around in my own filth and just scooting along on the floor with my diaper filled to the rim with a chocolatey surprise, and crawl around and make a volcano explode. Like, I mean, come on, every baby has done the volcano trick. Every baby has jumped into a bathtub unattended. Every baby has thrown their bottle up on top like that and seen it fall over. Every baby has the dexterity to play catch, and every baby is a big-time fan of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So this is Baby Hands VR. It is an exclusive. Sony just paid all kinds of money to get this exclusive. Look, you could play Pac-Man, folks. You could play Pac-Man, or you can ruin a TV. You can put the peanut butter and jelly sandwich right in the VCR. And don't we all use a VCR? Nowadays, in the year 2019, we're always using VCRs. Chicken Waffle has done it again. Baby Hands VR coming to a theater near you. This is going to be incredible. And it says images captured from a PlayStation 4 Pro. Okay? So the textures are so much more enhanced with PlayStation 4 Pro. So it's going to be dialed back a little bit for those of you with your OG PlayStation regulars. But God damn it, we've all wanted to be a baby. We've all wanted to crawl around in the ground. This is going to be incredible. This is going to rise up the charts at VR game rankings faster than just about anything I could possibly imagine. That is Baby Hands, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a banger of a banger. We're tremendously excited about that. Okay, one other thing I did want to mention, we do have a name change, ladies and gentlebots, in the world of VR. We do have a name change, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the webinar, and here we are, Rise of the Titan. Yes, do you guys remember Titan Arena? Do you guys remember Titan Arena by Lightbound Studios? This is a game that we've been following for quite some time. Titan Arena got a pretty good looking trailer, looked pretty sweet. We were excited about it a long time ago. We knew that this was off in the distance. I think we heard about this back in 2018, and we knew that it wasn't going to be an imminent title, that it was going to take some time, but we were excited about what Lightbound Studios was doing here. Well, guess what? They have changed the name. It is now called Rise of the Titan. Now, we still don't have a release date. We don't really have a lot of information here, but they did do this post. It's been a while, folks. It has been a minute. It has been a minute. And for those that don't know, anytime you say it's been a minute, like that's ghetto for it's been about 7 months, okay? In a minute means, it's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute since I've seen my boy. That means it's been about 7 months since you've seen your boy. That's a translation for you. Okay, it's been a while. Hey everyone, it has certainly been a while. Although we have been silent for some time now, we've been here the whole effing time, banging away hard on what is now called Rise of the Titan. The change from its former name, Titan Arena, was a direct reflection of what the game had evolved into over the last year. We received a lot of feedback, yada, 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 not another wave-based shooter, we don't want that shit. Titan Arena was never designed as a wave shooter. We realized how it was perceived as one. Therefore, we decided to focus our efforts into reintroducing the narrative-driven action-adventure design Rise of the Titan was always planned for. In the coming weeks, We will reveal more of what we've been working on through screenshots, animated GIFs, such as these beauties, and short video clips. To start off, here are a couple of new environments. Feel free to drop us a line and let us know your thoughts. Yeah, bro, Dream Fields. Dream Fields. How often have you wanted to run amongst the beautiful flowers and then see a gigantic titan that is going to smash your ass into smithereens? We've all wanted to see it. And then, of course, what about a sci-fi kind of a world that you enter in also with your titan that is Possible? So pretty good, folks. Titan Arena looking pretty dope. We are going to keep our eyes on Titan Arena. Let's go back. Titan Arena, excuse me. Rise of the Titan. Rise of the Titan is what it's called. And let's see, do I have the old trailer? Do I have the old Titan Arena trailer? Let me see if I have it. Because there was a reason. There literally was a reason that we gave a damn about this game in the first place. Titan Arena Kickstarter trailer. Let's go ahead and check it out just for a minute to kind of remind us what was going on here. Let's see what this looks like. So that was the original trailer, and some people did get kind of a wave shooter vibe, and they're like, oh man, another freaking wave shooter, but this time we're just going to be taking on big giant robots, and then we're going to have to take on all their little minions. This is going to get, Shadow of the Colossus. Okay, we got to climb on their back. We got to remove a couple of spark plugs. And then we take down the giant behemoth. There it goes. It falls down. And of course, it rattles the world just like an earthquake. But Lightbound Studios is like, nah, brah. We're way beyond that. There is so much more than meets the eye. And it's no longer called Titan Arena. It is Rise of the Titan. It is a brand new game. And it is hype on a stick. Rise of the Titan. Rise of the Titan is what it's called. And I think because we've gotten this name change and we've gotten some information, maybe a little bit more is finally going to pop on Rise of the Titan. So I'm looking forward to possibly some more information coming out about this. So there is that. Okay, now what we can do now, why don't we go to Upload VR? I did not get an opportunity. Scout's Honor was going to do all of this before today's show, but some unexpected events transpired. So I didn't get to go down over all the information that might be popping off on some of the various websites. But let's go ahead and bounce over to Upload VR and see what are the news stories that people are talking about. And you know what? So here we go. Hands-on Lo-Fi. Oh yeah, Lo-Fi. Did the Kickstarter start up? We should probably go check out their Kickstarter page. I think it was about to start. Yeah, so, it's going to go live in, say, 11 minutes now. So Lo-Fi is the next dystopian cyberpunk VR adventure from Iris VR, the same development house behind Technolust. The Kickstarter for Lo-Fi does go live today. 3 p.m. Pacific time. That is in 10 minutes from now. Breaking news. 10 minutes from now, we will have the Lo-Fi Kickstarter. Maybe there will be a brand new trailer. And I can probably grab the brand new trailer if that's the case. We can kind of see what they got going on there. What are the different tiers? If you just want to get in and you just want to kind of be a lo-fi kind of a guy. And I'm going to go back over here and see if I can grab a little lo-fi trailer real quick and just give you guys my quick take on lo-fi. Come on. I know I have a lo-fi trailer. I know I had a lo-fi trailer. Let's see. Not seeing it now. Well, ain't that a biznitch? I had a lo-fi trailer. I think I still have it. I just don't know where it's located. God damn it, baby hands. You cost me again. Hold on, let me see. Where's lo-fi? Because I know I had a lo-fi trailer. Just checking really quick. Maybe I misspelled it. Did I delete it? Could I possibly have deleted the lo-fi trailer? Oh well, we'll go back here and I can talk about it real quick. So anyway, I was going to throw in some footage of lo-fi. My bad, don't know what happened to it. But basically, I've played this. I've stepped into the world of lo-fi. I've seen it. It's impressive. Indeed. It definitely is impressive. It does give you that Blade Runner kind of feel. You guys might remember back in the days of Westwood Studios. Remember when Electronic Arts used to ruin everything that was good and holy about this world? Oh, they're still doing it. Okay, well, back in the old days, they had just started doing it. They had just started buying the most cherished developers on planet Earth. They would buy them up and absolutely ruin anything and everything that was remotely good about that developer. It would just turn into a pile of shite right before your very eyes. Well, there was a game by Westwood Studios. It was a Blade Runner game, and it was pretty freaking badass. Way back in the old computer days, it was kind of one of those point-and-click style games. It was Blade Runner, and it had a great feel. And I played those games like way back in the days, and that was cool. And I've always liked the cyberpunk Blade Runner type of thing. You know, you're in some distant future, but it's in Los Angeles, and it's perpetually nighttime. How many times have we seen this, guys? A Blade Runner future. Like, the sun obviously does not exist. In the Blade Runner future, the sun does not exist. No, I know, the sun is still there, but the acid rain fucked everything up, so we can't see the sun. So we're in a perpetual night, and it's raining nonstop. And there is Chinese food everywhere, okay? You could be in the middle of downtown Los Angeles, but everything is in Chinese. So there was obviously World War III, China took over, and it's kind of like that. So I hope you are brushing up on your Mandarin because you're going to need it. Well, lo-fi is kind of going to take you back into that world. And the good news is it's going to put your boots on the ground, but you're also going to be in a ship where you can fly around a badass sci-fi city of the future. You'll be able to have sex with all kinds of interesting robots, and everything will be pretty freaking badass. So that, of course, is lo-fi, and the Kickstarter is going to be starting in about 6 minutes from now. So we'll go ahead and check back up on that a little bit later. Maybe a brand new trailer for us to grab. They'll probably have some of the developers from the game talking about how this is going to be such a game changer, and they're going to make it with your help. With your help, man, and with your input, we're going to make this the thing that it always should have been, bro. We're really going to do it. Okay, so another thing that is in the news is Borderlands 2 VR. Of course, if you've come to VR Game Rankings any time in the last 7 or 9 months, we've been talking about Borderlands 2 VR for a quick minute, a New York minute, which means 7 months, right? Yeah. So we've been talking about Borderlands VR for a while now. Now, we had it as a July release. Like Nostradamus looked into his crystal ball. It said July, and so that's what I wrote down on the forum. I said Borderlands 2 VR is in July. Bank on it. Book it. Lock it up. It is done. It is a virtual lock. Well, you know, July came and July went. August came and August went. So we were just a little bit off here with Borderlands 2 VR. But the good news is Borderlands 2 VR is alive, and it is well, and it is going to be coming to a platform near you this autumn. This autumn. Now, I know what you're asking me. You're asking me, what the F is autumn? Well, I kind of want to know what autumn is as well. So let's do a live Google search of autumn. And so this is autumn in the northern hemisphere, where it is really nice to be. The autumn Autumn, as we know it, begins on Monday, September 23rd, and it ends on Saturday, December 21st. So basically, what does autumn mean? Autumn means late as hell September, maybe October, maybe December, maybe November, or maybe even up in December. Now, what does that mean to you and me? What it means to you and me is October, because on VR Game Rankings, we're going out on a limb. We are saying Borderlands 2. Oh, damn it, I just freaking deleted that page there. I didn't mean to do that. We are saying that Borderlands 2 is going to arrive at a theater near you this October. We'll see if we're right. We'll see if we're wrong. I mean, it might arrive very late in the month of September. But yeah, Borderlands is in the news. There actually is a little trailer kind of highlighting this. Why don't we go ahead and check that out? I'm going to bounce, let's see, we're going to bounce back over here. I'm going to pump up the volume on this Titan Arena, and we're going to check out the Borderlands 2 VR PC VR trailer real quick.
So, you want to hear another story, huh? One where the very fate of Pandora hangs in the balance.
Miss me, sugar?
Who's ready for a mother humping tea party? Freestyle! I will defend you to the death, minion! Okay, no, I won't! Booyah! That's how you do it!
All right, yeah, that is Borderlands 2 VR. It is coming to PC VR. We have been waiting for this for a long time. The biggest question probably is, have we been waiting it for too long? Have we been waiting for this for too long? Like, sometimes when you're waiting for something and you're waiting for something and you're waiting for something, and it takes like 3 months longer than you ever expected it to take, sometimes you're over it. Sometimes you're over it. Now you don't give a rat's ass anymore. And that is a little bit of a danger for Gearbox software and what's been going on with Borderlands VR. Also, the other question, of course, EGS. EGS, baby. Epic Game Store. Is this going to be an Epic's Game Store exclusive? The PC VR version of Borderlands 2 VR, and the possibility does exist. I don't know if we're going to see this everywhere. You know, at the very end of the trailer, did it have a little Steam logo? I don't remember. Wait, here's the very end. No, I don't see a Steam logo. I don't see an Oculus Store logo. So you know what, folks? I think that does leave the door open. I think it leaves the door open for a possible EGS exclusive. What are you going to do? If this is an EGS exclusive, are you going to say F Gearbox and the horse they rode in on? Or do you care about that? That's always a debate. Another debate is the price. And why don't we go ahead and bounce over here to the webinar. And here's Borderlands 2 VR. This is on PlayStation VR. And it's almost a year later, guys. Almost a year later. And December 14th, 2019 technically falls in autumn, I guess, until December 21st, it's autumn. So maybe there was a 1-year special exclusivity we didn't know about. I don't think so. I believe this is an October release. But look at the price point, guys. $50. 50 buccarinos. Are you up to throw out 50 buccarinos to see Borderlands 2 VR in a higher form of resolution. Now, a lot of people are like, well, it depends on co-op. Co-op is a deal breaker or a deal maker. If the game has co-op, I'm going to double dip because most of these people already own Borderlands 2. And Borderlands 2 VR is a separate purchase. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to, I don't think they're going to offer like some kind of upgrade option. They probably should though. It would be a very nice gesture if for say $29.99 you could save $20 if you've already got Borderlands 2 and you could upgrade it to Borderlands 2 VR. That would be a nice bonus. Now I know there's going to be a lot of DLC because a lot of the DLC is coming to the PlayStation VR version, right? So we're probably going to get that DLC on the PC VR version, but co-op, I don't know, man. I don't know that co-op is going to happen. And so Paradise Decay Kickstarter is live. So that is probably lo-fi. Why don't we go ahead and check out the lo-fi Kickstarter real quick anyway. Let's see what's going on. Kickstarter and lo-fi. Oh wait, we want to go over here to search. Okay, lo-fi like that. There we go. Lo-fi by Iris VR. 0% funded. God, you guys are slipping, bro. Okay, so they got 6 backers up to $326. These fools want a lot of change. They want 45 GER. Do you guys remember GER? Do you remember the story of GER? Okay, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this here and throw it into one of my favorite programs in the history of programs. And that, of course, is 4K Video Downloader. It has never failed me. It has always been flawless and perfect. And it appears to be failing me right now because let me go ahead. No, this isn't the video. Damn it. It's grabbing some other dumb thing. Ain't that a biatch? Is there a way to go directly to, this is like Vimeo or something, right? Whoops. No, I'm not trying to do that. But if we go like this, no, that doesn't do it. Well, anyway, never mind. But yeah, they got some new videos here. I'll have to get it at some point. Probably not on YouTube quite yet. But yeah, basically what they're trying to do, they're trying to get 45 grand. That's Iris VR. It's all or nothing. And so let's see. They've got some options here. They've got the Good Samaritan option. This is where you pledge $10 Canadian, which isn't worth a rat's ass. So it's more like $8. You pledge $10 Canadian, you will get a high-resolution desktop wallpaper, which is a complete and total game changer. You're also going to get backer updates, so you're going to find out some shit. So that is some incredible stuff. And not only that, but the high-resolution desktop wallpaper, you're going to get that shit by October. You might even get it before most of us are playing Borderlands 2 VR. Pretty incredible. Okay, now you can be an eyewitness, and this is an early bird special. And aren't you glad that you tuned in to VR 365? Because in collaboration, no, I'm just kidding. There's no collab. In collaboration, no. Okay, so there's 5 hours to go. There are only 50 options available. 3 people have already snagged it, folks. Our phone lines are ringing. Sally is picking up the phone over there as we speak. The phone lines are off the hook. There are 47 spots left. They are going fast. You can grab lo-fi for $30. That's the early bird special. So basically you get access to development builds of the game and a completed retail copy on the platform of your choice. EGS, or EGS. How funny would that be if it was like the platform of your choice? EGS, or EGS. No. You can get it on Steam. You can get it on Oculus. You can get it on Windows Mixed hyper reality. So there's lots of possibilities. Windows Magic Leap is what you can get it on as well. So you get, and you get the high resolution wallpaper, an incredible bonus. You have immediate access to development builds, and you get updates, and there's a lot of juicy things that are going on with that. Okay, now if you throw an extra $5 on top, you are now a technician, and you get pretty much, I don't know what else you get. So basically there's unlimited amounts of this. So you want to be a lo-fi technician, it is all gizzies and the hizzies. You can wait a couple of days on that if you want to do that. You don't have to worry about the 5 hours, but it is an additional $5 buckaroonies. And then of course, if you're a person of interest, you get that private developer Discord access, that sweet, sweet nectar that is only available on the Discord server of choice. And let's see, what is the ultimate whale package? They should call it the ultimate. The ultimate whale package is they come to your house. Okay, corporate overlord. Let's take a look at that. You want to be the corporate overlord, of course. You're well known in the lo-fi world. You are an effing corporate overlord. Your billboard is, you're going to be on animated billboards throughout the world of lo-fi. Your name and likeness will be boosted everywhere throughout the city. You will be featured as a key player in the world. Your name is going to be in credits, and a whole lot of other shit will happen as well. That is incredible. It is Justin Incredible VR. All you have to do is pledge 13 GER Canadian, which translates to 9.7 GER American. Yeah, so that is the Lo-Fi Kickstarter. It is live and direct at a theater near you. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to quickly bounce over to YouTubinal, and let's look. Let's go Iris VR. I wonder if they already popped their Kickstarter video over here, that it might be in a format that I can download for the peeps. Doesn't look like it. Does not look like it, ladies and gentlemen. I'll do a quick little lo-fi search just in case it's under lo-fi or something. Lo-fi. Having problems with the typer. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Yeah. Lo-fi VR. Lo-fi VR. And we got our boy Rendered Reality and Paradise Decay. Shocker of shockers to see that they might be in the mix. But let's go ahead and look at today. Lo-Fi VR Kickstarter. Oh, Gamertag VR. About an hour ago was ballin' out of control with a awareness stream, getting everyone aware of a beautiful thing. Okay, well anyway, that is Lo-Fi. I'm kind of excited by it in a roundabout kind of a way. No, you know, I am excited for it. The thing that I played, when I played Lo-Fi, I will say that the atmosphere is dialed in. The atmosphere is dialed in already. Like the boots on the ground atmosphere is dialed in. It is raining a lot. You don't see no goddamn sun. And there is Chinese food to be had. And as long as you nail those three aspects of it, and a trench coat is probably available. So I pretty much think that they've got the atmosphere down. But the key to this game is going to be in the actual bread and butter gameplay, like what you're actually doing moment to moment. I imagine it's going to be kind of like a detective kind of a thing. You know, you're probably going to be going places and trying to solve crimes and unravel mysteries. And you're going to be traveling from one location to another. And then you're probably going to be interacting with various characters and making some kind of dialogue choices and stuff like that. And ultimately, the proof is going to be in the pudding. But that is Lo-Fi, and the Kickstarter is live. And if you want to grab it for $30 before you have to grab it for $35, the possibility is there for you. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and cover a little bit of some of these John Carmack choice cuts. Let's do some choice cuts from Johnny Bro. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Also, by the way, new Twitch Prime subs. Claw504 is a new Twitch Prime sub. And he is being featured in a way that could never have been possible anytime ever before. Do you have Amazon Prime? You No, you. No, you. Do you have Amazon Prime? Do you like VR 365? Well, let me tell you what, it only takes about 2 minutes of your time here on planet Earth to simply link your Twitch Prime sub to VR 365. It is so easy, it is so effortless that you're going to wonder why you haven't done it a year ago. Well, if you did it a year ago, it would have been very difficult because VR 365 was not on Twitch. Also, we have comments. Martino Movie says Homestead sucks. Poor performance on a 2080 Ti. That is bullshit on a stick. You heard it from Martino Movies. That's his quote, not mine. But if you are a primer, get it primed and locked. Now, Person says, I'm not allowed to talk about Twitch on YouTube. Twitch. Twitchy. Go ahead, YouTube. Chop my ass off. Go ahead and do it. I've never been monetized on YouTube, so why would I care? Okay, so anyways, what we're gonna work on now. I got distracted because of a beautiful Twitch Prime related advertisement that popped up in that window over yonder. And Niflari Gaming is one of our newest YouTube subs. Much love to those that like to sub. Sub it up, dub it up, rub it up dub. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little bit of John Carmack choice cuts. Oh, wait a minute. Skiva007. Anthony, love you, buddy. But if you think Audica is better than No Man's Sky, then you're outta your dang mind. You gotta like that Skiva007 carefully worded response to avoid censorship from the man. No expletives, but he basically says, bro. He says, bro, I like you as much as the next guy, but Audica, Game of the Year, Audica better than No Man's Sky? You are out of your effing mind. You are out of your effing mind. And you know what I will say? No Man's Sky, not number one. Not number one in my book, but probably number two. Number two with a bullet, and that is damn good. They're in the top two. That is an achievement like a mofo. So much love there for No Man's Sky. Okay, now let's get to the choice cuts. Okay, so the first choice cut, let me see what I've got first before we get into this. The first choice cut is a comment that John Carmack made about gaming in pancake land, flatland gaming, and what is one thing that VR is going to do for flat gaming, and especially the designers of flat games that toil and work for hours upon hours on a very small, insignificant portion of a virtual world. Do a lot of their efforts go unnoticed and unappreciated? Well, the beautiful thing about VR is that is going to change with VR. Gamertag VR, what is up, bro? Nice to see you. I heard you had an awesome stream a little while ago all about lo-fi. I got to tell you something about lo-fi. It sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, Brad. Just kidding. I like lo-fi as much as the next guy. Okay, so let's see this clip. John Carmack, our boy. Let's go ahead and check it out.
But there's some amazing experiences about being able to clear out a room, walk around, and just not be on task as far as hyper aware, but just being able to soak in a space and kind of crouch down and look at things. And I always like to say that modern games have so much artistry put into them that is largely wasted or lost on the players, where you have the fire extinguisher sitting in the corner that some artist lovingly crafted for a week, and you just glance at it, see the pixels, and move on. But in VR, you wind up saying, it's like, oh, I'm in this room, I'm looking at this. You lean down or even pick something up and turn it around and look at it. And, and that's really great.
That is a true thing. I absolutely agree with this. And honestly, I could just go back to lo-fi And that was supposed to be fine details being mostly wasted. I forgot the LY there. So most wasted, not very good. It should have been mostly wasted on flat gaming and the pancake world. But I was in the world of lo-fi. I was walking down back alleyways in lo-fi. I was looking at an empty Dorito bag on the ground in lo-fi. Actually, you know, one interesting thing about lo-fi is I saw logos for stuff that I'm about 99.9% sure that they don't have the rights to those logos, but they may have just been placeholder. And because I'm in the press and I had access to a game that, you know, regular people aren't going to see, those things will be changed. But there are little details and there are little alleyways. There's little nook and crannies that you can walk back into. And that is the beautiful thing about VR. You can analyze everything with a fine-tooth comb. You can bend down. You can look at it. You can appreciate the fine details. And I got to imagine there's a lot of developers out there that are going to be very thankful that people are going to be able to look at the fire extinguisher that John Carmack is talking about, that they spent countless hours banging so very hard on that fire extinguisher, and they're going to be able to look at the fine details. So they're going to be able to look at the warning sticker that is on the fire extinguisher and see, does the warning sticker, is it really like a legitimate sticker with legitimate writing, or did they just fake a couple of lines and then made it all squiggly lines because nobody's really going to bother looking at it? But in VR, you can look at everything. So I do appreciate that little thought from our boy, John Carmack. Okay, now let's see here. Let's go to the next choice cut. So I guess that was pastrami. Now let's go to some Black Forest ham. Okay, let's go to some Black Forest ham. And this is of the choice cuts that I have, this Black Forest ham is definitely the best. It is definitely the best, bro. This Black Forest ham right here. Because Carmack talks about the idea of a shoebox-sized AR contraption, well, AR pass-through. Would you walk around in regular real life with basically an Oculus Quest on your head? I thought it was one of the most interesting concepts that he pondered. But actually, let's just go and take a look at this. Let's listen to what he has to say, and I'm going to come back and talk about it. Let's check this one out.
What you saw in Quest when you saw the world through that, obviously it's low res, it's low frame rate, it's not good, but we could fix all of that. You could say, let's go high res color, high refresh rate, and you could make we'd call that a pass-through rather than a see-through augmented reality system. And we could absolutely build that technology, and we could make that pretty good. But then it comes down to, what do we expect sort of the user story to be? If you had something like that, would you be wearing this boxy thing out into the world, riding the bus with it, doing different things? We have a little bit of a hard time seeing the kind of socially acceptable way that you're running around, going about your life with sort of the shoebox size thing on your head.
Yeah, so that is the clip right there. Now, I thought this was a very interesting clip from the standpoint that this is something I never even considered. Like, I never even considered the possibility of this. But really what he's talking about here, he's talking about AR pass-through. Okay, so we all have our Oculus Quest. Mine is over there. And by the way, that was fired up today. And I put a brand new person in there and put him in what? Red matter. And he was walking around the world of red matter, and he was like, God damn, this is pretty damn incredible. So anyway, but the thing is, your regular Oculus Quest, it does have AR pass-through. Now, it is black and white, and they're not doing anything with it other than just to show you your surroundings so you can see where the dog is, you can see where the cat is, you can maybe move a chair out of your play space to give you a little bit more area, or whatever it happens to be. But one of the things I didn't really think about, now I have thought about the idea that we could have perfect AR in our VR headsets way before Magic Leap, way before Microsoft, way before Google, way before Apple, way before any of these other people get involved, we could have almost flawless AR capabilities simply using pass-through in existing VR, not a VR headset that's available right now, but upcoming VR headsets that would have really good pass-through, that you would have like color camera, high resolution, high frame rate, perfectly formatted so it gives you that perfect stereoscopic vision. Your field of view is going to be limited to the field of view of the VR headset. But imagine if you had a 220 degree FOV in your VR headset, 220 degree FOV for your AR as well. You could be looking at that wall with a VR headset on and a big hole opens up out of the wall. Aliens are coming out. Your cat walks across. It could understand that your cat is there. You could have full legitimate AR. And the question that John Carmack posed is, would anybody out there, like imagine if we had this right now, this very instant, if we had flawless AR pass-through right now, and it was so good that it could keep track of like cars, buildings, streets, sidewalks, so you're not going to get ran over by a bus, you're not going to get ran over by the garbage truck, so you can walk around everywhere. And you're literally wearing an Oculus Quest everywhere. Could you imagine that? Now, I know it's crazy and no one would do that, right? Well, most people wouldn't do it. But there would be a handful of weirdos. There would be a handful of weirdos. And you would see, like every couple of thousand people, you would see a weirdo walking around with an Oculus Quest on their head. And what we wouldn't realize is that they would have so much information, like little things would be boop, 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 popping over everybody's head, where the person lives, how much money they make, single, married, la, la, la. All this information overload, all kinds of effects. They can skin the world in a Star Wars skin. Lord of the Rings. John Carmack talked about that. Lord of the Rings, skinning the world. Opportunities like that. But nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to wear a gigantic questicle on their head walking around the park. Not going to happen. But it would be tremendously interesting just to see, would there be a couple of weird balls? Oddballs. That's a weirdo plus an oddball. A weirdo marries an oddball. They have a kid. It's a weird ball. Okay. Would the weird balls wear it to their high school class and leave it on the entire day, talking to their teachers, wearing their Quest? Don't think it's going to happen. But an interesting idea. Something I never even considered. I never even popped into my brain. No way. Okay, let's go to the next choice cut. So we have now gone through pastrami. We've also gone through some Black Forest ham. Now it's time for some pepper turkey. Some pepper turkey, guys. And so one of the things about AR that maybe you're not realizing, John Carmack talked a little bit about AR, and I thought this point was mildly interesting. Let's go ahead and check this one out.
I want something where I roll out of bed, instead of grabbing my normal see-through glasses, I grab my augmented reality glasses, and then they do something useful for me for 16 hours. And that's where, 2 hours is not enough. We have there's a few companies that have made things that are sunglasses form factor that can do some little things with a display, but they run out of battery very quickly. But you want something that you can use all day long.
Yeah, so this is just a quick little clip, and he happens to mention this idea of using it for 16 hours. So what he's talking about is the AR future, okay? So we got 24 hours in a day. 8 hours of the day you're going to be sleeping, which leaves 16 hours left over. Now, honestly, it wouldn't be 100% 16 hours, because you've got, like, you're going to eat breakfast, you're going to eat lunch, you're going to eat dinner. You don't necessarily need to have your AR glasses on while you're eating your lunch, your breakfast, and your dinner. Also, you're going to commute to work, you're going to commute back. You don't necessarily need to have your AR glasses on while you do that, because you're going to have an AR windshield that is just built into your self-driving car. So it's kind of redundant at that point. But maybe 14 hours, maybe 13 hours a day, you are going to have your AR goggles on. And what I didn't realize, what I wasn't thinking about, is the fact that the AR glasses need to be incredibly lightweight, but they need to have power all day long. And that is an issue. Like, I did not think about that. And you think about our phones, like, most of our phones do not last all day long. They last part of the day. Then you got to charge them up. And the ones that do last all day long are bigger and heavier. And just something I didn't think about. Just, a little tiny thing. See, the thing was, I was going to have about 12 of these choice cuts. We were going to get into all kinds of mystery meats. And that didn't happen. I ran out of time. So I've only got 4 choice cuts. So I got one more, roast beef. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a choice cut of some tenderloin. So here is another AR related thing that Carmack was talking about briefly.
Cell phones are augmentations of our power right now. The fact that we can go look anything up super quickly. If you have that ability, and it doesn't even mean pulling your phone out of your pocket, if you can access information just by potentially even just thinking about it. I mean, there is serious work going on about brain-computer interfaces, where you could imagine having these glasses, and even if it was, all it did was, say, zooming in, say it was just supervision, if you had the ability to just think zoom and it would zoom in for something, that would be a product right there. It could grow into this augmented world and annotate everything and do all of that other stuff later. But I'm a believer that this sense of giving you a new power, giving you a new physical ability, and either it needs to be ultra intuitive. I mean, maybe there is something where just tapping your wrist or some super, super fast, low latency interaction, but ideal would be something like brain-computer interface. Maybe it's some eye tracking or even teeth clicking or something that you could do. But if it just became so natural that just like you think you turn your head to go look at something, if you just do this thing and you zoom in on it and you get more information, that would be pretty magical, that sense of augmenting human capability.
Yeah, so that one is pretty interesting as well. Now, one of the things that he mentioned right here is the idea of just zooming in and just thinking zoom, 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 and just like enhance, enhance, enhance. And you know what I thought immediately? If this technology, like eventually this type of technology is going to be ubiquitous. It is going to be everywhere at all times, and it is just going to be the standard thing. It's just going to be a normal, everyday kind of a thing. Kind of like everybody has a cell phone and everybody has a camera on their cell phone, and so it's kind of this ubiquitous thing. So things are being caught on camera that weren't being caught on camera before because of the ubiquitous factor of cell phones, and eventually with our AR goggles, it's going to be the same sort of thing. But imagine, say, 20 years from now, folks, think of the people that have died because police thought somebody was holding a gun and they were holding a cell phone, or they were holding a lighter, or they were holding their car keys, or whatever the hell it is. There's probably, I don't know what the statistics are in this, but I would have to guesstimate that if you looked at the entire United States, and if you looked over, say, like a 15-year period, there's probably 100 people that have been accidentally killed because the police thought they were literally in a life or death situation. They thought this person had a gun. Now, if they had these AR capabilities where they're like, enhance, 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 and then think of all the other extra abilities they're going to have, like the police. Think of they could go into freaking predator mode infrared vision, all kinds of things we're going to have with AR capabilities that are going to save lives, they're going to improve lives, and it's augmentation. It's going to give us superhuman-like capabilities. It's going to be kind of crazy. Imagine the power of Google search engine at not your fingertips, but I guess your brain neuron tips, because you're just walking along. Somebody says, I'd really like this particular car, but I have no idea how much they cost. You could just think a thought in your head, how much is a blah, blah, blah. And then boop, bam, it just immediately pops in your, or like calculations, like you want to calculate 1,876 times 23,455. Well, you just think that thought in your head, boom, the answer is there. It pops on the little screen of your AR glasses. You see the answer right there. So we are going to be some augmented human mofos in about 25 to 30 years. It's going to be a weird world, folks. It is going to be a really weird world. And John Carmack talking a little bit about that in terms of just a very simple capability of simply zooming in a camera. That's it. Just that one little thing is going to be a potential game changer for, like, think about this. You're in a car, somebody freaking crashes into someone else's car, or there's like a hit and run. The car takes off. You got the ability, zoom, 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 enhance, 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 take a picture, boom. You just got the license plate. You caught the license plate on film. You got it enhanced. You got it zoomed in. Think of the possibilities for Big Brother. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so anyway, I think that was the last choice cut I have. Person says, Anthony, get John Carmack on your show. Well, I will say this. I don't know if John Carmack would come on this show. You think about a lot of these big wig people like Jason Rubin, Nate Mitchell, when he was still at Oculus, or some of these bigger players that are in the industry. If there's anybody like that does watch this show and would like to come on this show, go ahead and shoot me an email, info@vrgamerankings.com. I would love to have some of these people on my show. But for me to reach out and try to contact them and say, hey man, please come on my show. See, the chances of somebody like this watching a show like this, incredibly remote. Because these type of people, the world that they live in, they don't got time for this shit, man. They are so focused on, like John Carmack, so many different things were talked about in this entire interview. Like there are so many things that you can think about what he said in this interview. Greg's VR says you pretty much need to be tested for that to happen. Yeah, I kind of agree. But, you'd be surprised. You would honestly be surprised every once in a while the rando people that might happen to tune into your show and you have no freaking idea. Because there's been some pretty legitimate developers that have watched this show, and I was really surprised by that. So you just never know. But I would love to have John Carmack on the show. I'd talk to him about all kinds of stuff. But anyway, let's see what we're going to talk about now. And I lost my train of thought. I was talking about how, John Carmack was talking about just so many different things. Like they were even talking about like electronic arts or like people working people for 15 hours and like, should people be allowed to work 15 hours? Should there be laws that prevent it? And he was talking about how he'll work for 15 hours, 13 hours, but that's the way he likes to operate. And when someone is working that much, I don't think they pay attention to any of this shit. So I seriously doubt it. But yeah, if anybody out there wants to shoot me an email, go right ahead. That would be awesome. All right. What else did we want to get to here? Well, why don't we go ahead and bounce over to Steam real quick and see what has recently come out. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and bounce over to the webinar here. And I just want to take a look. So, we've had some recent releases that have come out. We've had Until You Fall, of course. It is still at the sale price. It is still $16. And guess what? There are only 18 hours left in this, and then it's going to bump up to $20. This is a pretty good game. It's an action Jackson, wham, bam, slam, thank you, ma'am. Very bright, very colorful, very visceral, in-your-face kind of action. Not bad at all, not bad at all. But you got to be a fan of the type of gameplay, kind of arcade style and the roguelike kind of a thing, the upgrades, those kinds of things, blocking, parrying, that kind of thing. So this game is out there. It is $16, but it is about to go up to $20 very soon. So that game, of course, came out on the 27th. We've also got Downstream, Whitewater, and a number of people have played this. I believe Paradise Decay has played it. I believe Gamer Tag VR has played it, and I think a lot of people like it. The question kind of comes down to pricing on this one. This one's at $20. It's going to bump up to $25. You got a little over a day left in that. So that is a recent release on Steam. We've also got Hotel R&R. I haven't heard too much talk about this. This is, of course, Wolf and Wood Interactive. It is priced at $20. There is no deal. There was a patch that just hit today, and this fixed an issue for receiving achievements when unlocking hotels and doing some of the other things, updated the UI and some of the stuff as well. So Hotel R&R is out there. We could take a quick look at the user reviews. This guy says, I don't write much reviews, but this game is a blast if you're having a stressful day and wanted to wreak havoc and chaos in a hotel. Break everything till you die or escape. I'm still on the first hotel level, but I know there's more levels, so it only gets better. This guy says, I've only played a few hours of this game, and I can say I'm very satisfied already. If you're into arcade-style games or games centered around destruction, then this is the game for you. It has options for free locomotion, artificial turning, very appealing graphics and style, optimized performance, fun arcade-like gameplay, good voice acting. Let's see where he goes into negatives. Cons, minor glitches. So far, only saying minor glitches. Let's look at a negative one here. Not recommended. Seemed a lot more fun in the screenshots and videos than it actually was. I really wanted to like this one, being that it is a new game. There were a few bugs here and there during the time I played, which was expected. For example, I would stab a beer bottle upside down into a table and it didn't break. It was just impaled in the table and stuck there. The beating up stuff part was pretty fun. Just going bare knuckles and hitting anything in your way was pretty funny. However, it needs a little work. For example, when you try to break any of the plates, mugs, pottery, I have never seen a plate be thrown up to a ceiling level and land in one piece. It all seems to be made of metal. I couldn't break them no matter how much force I slammed them on the ground with. On the other hand, just trying to be normal and open the glass shower door, it broke in my hand 2 different playthroughs before I got it open. Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of jankiness, but seems to be relatively positive on the reviews so far. So that is Hotel R&R. Okay. What else has come out? Akron. So we've had some releases. I mean, these are games we're familiar with, and it's weird. They're all kind of competing in the same kind of category. They're all right around $20. None of these are like gigantic mega hit kind of games. So they are kind of competing with each other. Akron, Hotel R&R, Downstream, and Until You Fall. All recent releases. You could even consider Vanishing. Can you believe this? I still have not gotten into the new DLC of Vanishing Realms. I forgot about it. Oh man, I got to go back in there and do that. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, let's look at upcoming real quick. Remember, Game Dev VR. This game is coming tomorrow. This is by one of our own folks, Fups. If that's how you pronounce it, Frederick Hamburg. This dude does come into our chat on a pretty semi-regular basis. I don't think he's just coming in just to promote his game, but his game is going to be out tomorrow on September 3rd. You get to step in the shoes of a virtual reality game developer. Game Dev VR is a goofy and fun simulation based in the 90s where you become a VR game developer. Did we get a word on how much this is going to be? I don't know if we got a word. Let's see here. So this is a new update. Game Dev VR is coming out on September 3rd. Get ready by wishlisting it and join the Discord. So they do have a Discord server. I'm not sure how much this is going to be. I hope it is very inexpensive. I think it's probably a good idea to try to keep it maybe as cheap as possible in the beginning, and hope you get some good hype and you get kind of like a community thing going around it and people enjoy it, and that happens for you. So that is Game Dev VR. That is coming out tomorrow. Now, in other games that are going to be coming up in the not too distant future, Doctor Who: The Edge of Time, this is a September release, but we don't know when in September. But Maze Theory is the developer. Not seeing anything else for them. But this is a legit game. Like, this is like an actual puzzle game. This is a game. This is not an experience. There was a Doctor Who experience a while back, but this is the actual game, the Doctor Who game. That is coming in the month of September. Scrolling down a little bit, what else is coming? Let's go to the next page here. Remember Hell Split Arena. Now here's one not to sleep, folks. September 9th, not that far away. This game's looking pretty good. I don't know if we've got a new trailer for it, but very visceral, like one-on-one melee combat. Graphics are kind of on another level. Looks pretty goddamn good, really does. Full-fledged room-scale VR experience. It does require that you have a 1.5 by 1.5 meters. You got to have 360-degree tracking. Hell Split Arena, that is September 9th. So we're keeping our eyes on that one. And then the next day, the very next day, Battle Wake, September 10th, another Survios joint. Okay, Game Dev VR is going to be 13 bones. I would say $9.99, probably a better idea, but that's just me. But 13 bones for that. Camille, episode 1, this is shown up on Steam. I don't remember this having like a Steam page for it. I remember we talked about this. There was a really low resolution video for it. It's kind of like a VR experience. Camille VR, episode 1. It says Camille is interactive VR experience set in 2084. You assume the role of Camille, wife of a genius scientist who developed a new generation of AI. When a work-related tragic accident turns into family drama, Camille is forced to fight and flight in order to protect her son and his secrets. So yeah, an interesting story, kind of adventure kind of a thing. We don't have a date for that, but there is a Steam page for that, and that Steam page is relatively new. So I know that I did see that. Groundhog Day, Like Father, Like Son. This is coming September 17th, not too tremendously far away. So, we have a number of games. And actually, wait, let me go back to Groundhog Day. One of the nice things about this, look at the kind of cartoony world, lots of little characters. Remember, this is Tequila Works, developer of The Invisible Hours. These guys have legitimate skills. If you can kind of walk around these environments, like that's a pretty good looking environment. If you can walk around that and explore and look at every nook and cranny, kind of what John Carmack was talking about, being able to appreciate the lavish designs that went into all of the little things that are going on in the different worlds. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool to be able to explore this world and to be able to interact with these characters. You're in a Groundhog Day experience. This could be a quite interesting thing. So that, of course, is Groundhog Day, Like Father, Like Son. A lot of people kind of forgetting about this, but this is coming on September 17th. So we actually have a lot of stuff that has recently arrived, and we have a lot of stuff, again, another September banger, and the price is locked in September 24th, eSpire 1. Is this the banger that we thought it was going to be? 30 buccarinis. 30 buccarinis. But here's the good news, ladies and gentlebots. You can pre-purchase this game. You will get Killing Floor Incursion for Frisney. You get Killing Floor Incursion for no dinero. No dinero. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, Killing Floor Incursion underrated like a mofo. I really believe Killing Floor Incursion is underrated. It is a $20 game. For whatever reason, this game has been shat on from the very beginning by the HTC Vive community. Maybe because it was an exclusive for Oculus, it pissed people off. But I still remember Mufasa, remember. I still remember the day that I got Killing Floor Incursion on the Oculus Rift CV1 and playing it. I was like, God damn, this is some visceral shit. These zombies are visceral, dude. The Zeds, they get up in your face. They are pissed. Like, they're pissed like you like you stole their mama's purse. That's how pissed they are. Like, they're hopping mad. They are pissed off with a vengeance. These are some motivated ass zombies that want to smash your head into a bloody pulp. And they will come after that ass with reckless abandon. They really will. And you get it absolutely free with eSpire 1 if you purchase it on the Oculus Store. Not the Oculus Store. I think you got to buy this on Steam to get this deal. This is coming September 24th. So I think this is a smart idea. Tripwire Interactive, that is a smart play to do that. You're throwing in your game. You're the publisher. You're like, you know what? Let's juice our sales a little bit. We'll give you guys Killing Floor. Buy this now. You can play Killing Floor for a couple of weeks, and then you can get hyped on eSpire. Now, DLG27 says, hey, man, I want it, but I want the Questicle version, brah. And so I don't want to buy the Steam version. I wonder if it is cross-buy. I don't know. I don't know if it is cross-buy. Actually, you know what we haven't done, folks? I haven't looked at chat. Like, how freaking arrogant of my ass not to look at chat. That is verboten. That should not happen. So let me go ahead and put on something different on the screen for you. And I will take a quick look at chat. And let's see what some folks are talking about in Chisels. So let's see. Let's go ahead and bounce chat over here and see what we got going on here. Okay, we'll take a look at some recent chat messages. So Reckoner VR says, I messaged him to come on VR Roundtable once. And he replied. But he said we'd have to get it past Facebook. Okay, so he messaged John Carmack and said, hey, man, would you like to come on VR Roundtable? And I guess he said, well, I'd probably be game, but you got to you got to see if Facebook will let you do that. So that's pretty cool to actually be messaged back. Like, just to get an email back from John Carmack, that's pretty freaking amazeballs. Let's see, VR Spry Guy says, Carmack said he felt like he was slacking when he only worked 50 hours a week. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. I do remember that. That is pretty crazy. And Paradise Decay says, there's bound to be some big celebrities into VR and checking out all the VR content. I know. I've always thought to myself, I wonder if there's some NBA player or just who knows, some music star that just happens to really be like a hardcore nerd for VR, and in their freaking off hours they check out your show. That would be super cool. I mean, I'm not saying it ever happens to me, but for somebody it probably does. Jim Hall says 50 hours would be slacking. Lots of these guys work 80 to 100 hours a week. Okay, let's see. Paradise Decay says, everyone I know who's played Downstream really loves it. It does have a steep learning curve. That's interesting that it has a steep learning curve, because honestly, if I had a concern about Downstream, it would almost be that it's just too damn basic. Like, it's so basic it should have been like a $15 game. That would be my complaint. But apparently it's a little bit more complicated. You're talking about, different, I'm not a whitewater rafting person, but I got to understand that there's different kind of currents. You got to learn how to flow with the currents. That is probably a big part of it. Person says, if Carmack wasn't a Facebook employee, he'd probably be on a show like this, or he probably would do an interview like this. And then person is asking Paradise Decay, and he's saying, hey man, is it really worth the 20 bones for downstream? Paradise says, I would say yes. And the guys at Virtual Strangers, Lethal Weasel, I Am Roots, say it's worth it at that price as well. By the way, guys, Virtual Strangers. Are you guys watching Virtual Strangers? You really should. Because, damn, it's a damn good show. They've got good topics. They're always banging out lots of information. So you guys really should check out Virtual Strangers if you haven't checked it out. Phil Yarn says he bought Evasion on sale for $14. Really impressed with it. Is it still on sale right now? Because that actually sounds like a pretty good deal. Hold on a second. I'm going to bounce back to the webinar here. And let's look up Evasion. Yeah, Evasion is a game that just missed me. No, okay, so it's back to its $20 price. But it did have a deal. Yeah, this is one of the few games that has basically slipped through the cracks. There's a number of games that, for whatever reason, they slipped through the cracks. I never ended up playing them. And, that tends to happen. Remember, these are the guys that made Free Diver. These are the guys that made Free Diver, and they've got Evasion. They should probably have a special deal where it combines Evasion and Free Diver. Or like you buy Evasion for $20, you get Free Diver for free. That would be a pretty smart deal that they could possibly do. But yeah, Phil Yearn says that he just grabbed Evasion for $14 and he's impressed with it. Okay, Cyan VR says Virtual Strangers is good. Ray Delatorre, Virtual Strangers is an awesome show. Ray Delatorre also mentions, Anthony, you should do more reviews. I really want to hear your opinion on VR games. Ray Delatorre, how long have you been watching the show? No, the thing I will say is, see, the problem is I've got this OCD problem, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a legitimate OCD kind of a thing, and it's bothersome. And here's what it is. I can't review a game unless I've played 80% of it. Okay, I gotta play at least 80% of a game. I gotta feel like I really know the game. Now, usually you would like to finish the game 100%. You'd like to finish it from beginning to end so you can step back away from the game. I've done this with a number of games like Transference. I finished that 100%. I finished Heart of the Emberstone. I finished that 100%. There's a number of games here and there. I've finished a handful of games like Red Matter. I finished that 100%. So there's a number of games. I have finished them 100%. And it's nice when you can step back and consider the entire game. Or if I've played 80% of it, then I feel like I really know what I'm talking about. But what I really cannot do, it's just against everything inside of me. I cannot play a game for a couple of hours and then do a review. I just can't do that. And then the problem is, so many games are coming so quickly. Think of all the games that I just talked about a minute ago. For example, let's go back to the webinar. Consider this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to Steam. Let me just tell you something real quick. This is a great example of why it's very difficult for me to review games. Okay, so let's talk recent releases. Okay, Akron, Hotel R&R, Downstream, Until You Fall. Guess what? I've only played one of these 4 games. I've only played one of them. I played Until You Fall. I've never played Downstream. I've never played Hotel R&R. I've never played Akron. I've only played Until You Fall. And I haven't even played Until You Fall more than probably a full entire hour. So, and this stuff is coming all the time. There's other stuff that's coming. Freaking Groundhog Day is coming. Espire 1 is coming. Battle Wake is coming. Hell Split Arena is coming. And other games are coming that we don't even know about that are just going to randomly arrive. It makes it it's just very hard. It's very hard, Boo-hoo, Cry Me a River. I know, but it's very hard to do that. And Jim Hall says, if you're not thorough, people will let you know. Hell yes, they would. Hell yes, they would. Yeah, so I do first impressions. I do first impressions for the most. That's the thing, too. It's like developers, like when I ask for keys to games, it's funny because like I'll request a key for a game and a developer will be like, okay, yeah, we want a link to like your full video review. And like I know you're going to do a full video review and you're going to do a big article and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And I'm like, nah, VR365, we pretty much do impressions. Like I'll talk about your game. And the cool thing is like, if I like your game, I'm going to talk about your game for months. Like, think of Harmonix and Audica. Think of how much free press Audica has gotten from me over all the months. Think of how many people that may have bought Audica that wouldn't have bought Audica because they heard me, because I just wouldn't shut up about it. And so they finally bought Audica to shut my ass up. And a handful of those people actually refunded it and were like, Anthony, what the hell are you talking about? But yeah, no, I would love to review more stuff. All right, well, you know what? We've gone way over 1 hour, so it's time for me to get the hell out of here. Apologies for everybody out there from the standpoint that I wanted to be way more prepared for this show. I wanted to have my choice cuts dialed in. I wanted to have about 10 of them. I wanted to have other topics lined up. But you know what? A good buddy of mine from a long time ago that I haven't seen in a long time. He showed up out of the blue. I put him in the Quest. I let him sample Red Matter. I put him in PlayStation VR. I let him sample Farpoint with the gun. I put him in the Valve Index, and I put him in the Lab Robot Repair. So I gave him pretty good bomb-ass demos, talked to him about it for a while, and he's like, yeah, man, I kind of understand. I kind of understand what you mean by all of this. Okay, before I bounce out of here, though, once again, I did want to send another thank you to Gary Haylock, one of the very first Patreon supporters for VR365. Like, he was one of the first 3 or 4 people to jump on the VR365 Patreon. So much love to Gary Haylock. Been around for 7 months on the Patreon. One of the better supporters that we've had for our show. I mean, all of our supporters are incredible. You could support us for $1. You're incredible. You're Justin incredible. VR. No. But yeah, no, you could support us for $1. That would be incredible as well. But Gary's provided a lot more support. Really appreciate it. That's awesome. Now, somebody was saying, check the Kickstarter real quick before you bounce, brah. Check the Kickstarter, brah. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go check the Kickstarter. Let's check the Kickstarter for Lo-Fi and see how they're doing. We should also check MRTV's Kickstarter since we're over here anyway. Wait, I want to go over here. Okay. Yeah, let's check MRTV real quick. MRTV's Kickstarter is done, right? It's like, has it been finalized by now? It's done. Yeah, so, oh my God, dude, 26 grr. 26 grr. Although that's euros, right? So it's probably not quite 26 grr, but MRT Visors, MRTV in the building. He is rolling in a drop top Benz. He is chilling so nicely. That is wonderful. Our boy Sebastian living a dream. Lo-Li? No, Lo-Fi. Lo-Li, Lo-Fi. Okay, so they're 13% funded. Let's check Lo-Fi. Yeah, buddy. It keeps on rising. They got 91 backers, 29 days to go. Right before our very eyes, it's about to hit $6,000, folks. Let's just go ahead and wait for it. We're not going to end this show until it hits $6,000. Could you imagine if I was here for like another 3 hours because it just never hit 6,000? Like all of a sudden the pledges just stopped forever. So we're here for a while, folks. We're waiting for 6,000 so I can end the show. Converted from Canadian. Yeah, so this dude is in Canada, brah. He's in Canada. He almost has 8,000 Canadian. 60,000 Canadian is the goal. And that translates to just over 45 GER. There it goes. Oh no, it almost did. Somebody pulled their bid. Somebody pulled their bid at the last second. There it is, folks. There it is. 6 GER officially. So Lo-Fi is in business. So they'll probably meet their goal. And you know what? I mean, it's a good project. I've been in what they're doing. This is a real developer. They have real legitimate chops. And the project that they're working on is a worthy project. Oh, and the tier, so that tier is gone. I knew it. Yeah, it's gone. So it's all gone, folks. Now you got to be a Lo-Fi technician. There's 7 backers already. You are boned. You're boned. You're not getting it for $30. Now, can you still be the super whale, or is that gone too? You can still be the super whale for 13 GER. You could be a corporate overlord. So that is still available, folks. And Sebastian can buy 2 of them. He could be 2 corporate overlords. He can just trade his Kickstarter money. You know, just transfer his Kickstarter money over, and Sebastian could be 2 overlords. Okay, so no, this game is coming summer of next year, I believe. This is summer of next year. This game is coming summer of next year. So like this, where it says pledge $35 or more, and it says estimated delivery, October 2019, that's for the high-resolution desktop wallpaper. The actual Lo-Fi game, the way I understand it, is it's targeted for summer of 2020, and that's probably a best case scenario. This could be a 2021 joint. This could very well be a 2021 joint, just so you know. Okay, folks, well, that is our boy Gary Kaylock. Thank you so much again for being a longtime Patreon supporter. We absolutely appreciate it. It is mission critical to get that kind of a support. All right, folks, well, it is now 4:02 p.m., so I've been banging away for a minute here, and I got to get the hell out of Dodge. But VR365 is back. We are alive. We are well. And the show must go on. The show must continue. So our next episode tomorrow on Twitch. Yay! We're going to be twitching it up, folks. Twitching it up. We're going to be twitching it up. And speaking of Twitch, I'm not going to end the show until we see one more of our brand new Twitch Prime subscribers. We got to appreciate one more of our Prime subscribers. So we're going to wait a second, folks. We're going to wait a second. Yeah, Jim Hall says it probably shouldn't say October 19th delivery because the game, no, it's the high resolution wallpaper. Aaron Williams with a $5 PayPal donation. Much appreciated, Aaron Williams. What is Twitch? It's this thing you do with your eye every once in a while. You know, you might have a weird twitch in your eyeball. That is what Twitch is. Shirzad Khan City, what did you miss? The entire thing. You missed the entire thing. What we're doing right now is I'm waiting for somebody that used their Prime sub to donate $5 to me. Well, $2.50 goes to me. $2.50 goes to Jeff Bezos' divorce fund. Okay? So you get to fund the divorce of a billionaire, and you also get to give me $2.50. You can buy me a vanilla latte almost buy me a vanilla latte. Okay, next World VR. Anthony always jumps the gun. You can't judge a complex device like the Index in a few days. Why does Anthony always jump the gun? Anthony is a friggin' idiot. It happens. That was the developer of Pixel Ripped 1989. She was wearing a Pac-Man shirt. That is The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. No, it's actually the Curious Case of Stolen Pets. That is Infinideck. And I'm trying to wait for somebody that used their Prime sub. That is Winlands 1. Conrad Lawrence says, Twitch is the thing that doesn't work on my phone. Here it is, yay! A new Twitch Prime sub, Claw504. Don't you want to have your name up there in lights? Of course you do. And I know you subscribe to Prime. You absolutely subscribe to Prime. What have I watched on Amazon Prime recently? Of course, The Boys, right? You know, that new series with superheroes and stuff. I did watch that. Well, not the entire thing, but I've watched a number of episodes of that. That is going on over on Amazon Prime. There's some other stuff on Amazon Prime that was pretty good as well. But anyways, I got to bounce out of here, folks. We're now finally done. I can now finally leave in peace. That is the deer that never made an appearance in Shadow Legend VR. A crying shame. But I will be back tomorrow on Twitch, your all-time favorite platform, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I will see you guys then. Everybody have a wonderful Sunday. Or no, it's Monday. It feels like Sunday. It really does feel like Sunday, but everybody have a wonderful Monday, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on Tuesday. Take it easy. Later. Here's my fake smile. Hi, everybody.